Michael Mando is not just playing the Scorpion in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm about to 100% convince you that he will also become the MCU's Venom by the end of the film. For years, fans have been speculating about the future of Michael Mando's character, Mac Gargan, also known as the Scorpion, ever since his brief but memorable appearance in Spider-Man Homecoming. He was a low-level criminal, a tough guy on a job who ended up with a nasty scar after a run-in with the Vulture and Spider-Man. But it was his final scene in a prison cell where he vowed revenge on Spider-Man that truly ignited the fan theories. We knew he was the Scorpion, and we knew he had a score to settle. But since then, nothing. It's been a long and patient wait, and in the time since his last appearance, we've had 2 more Spider-Man movies, a whole multiverse saga, and still no sign of the Scorpion. Until now. Recently, Michael Mando has been dropping a series of cryptic yet undeniable clues on his Instagram, teasing his return to the role and hinting at something far, far bigger than just a guy in a green suit. These aren't just subtle nods, they're practically screaming it. First, a simple but powerful image on his Instagram story, a bright red sign with the word "Sting" in bold letters. It's a word that is synonymous with the Scorpion. It's his signature attack, his whole identity. The same day, he posted a selfie with the caption, "Sting #Spider-Man," continuing the theme and making the connection to the new movie. This wasn't a one-off post. This was the beginning of a deliberate campaign of hints. The teasers escalated from there. He then posted a picture of an old-school Marvel Comics action figure of the Scorpion. This directly connected Mando to the character's classic comic-accurate appearance. But the real game-changer came when he posted a comic book panel featuring not just the Scorpion, but also Venom. Not just any Venom, but Mac Gargan as Venom. The symbiote is wrapped around Scorpion's body, transforming him into a hulking, monstrous figure with the iconic long tongue and razor-sharp teeth. This was the biggest clue yet, a direct and unmistakable reference to a major comic book storyline where Gargan takes on the Venom symbiote. These social media teases didn't happen randomly though. Around the same time, The Hollywood Reporter officially confirmed the rumors and reported that Mando will return as Scorpion in Spider-Man Brand New Day, a film title that is a direct reference to a major comic book era. It has also been reported that while Scorpion would have a significant role, he would not be the main villain of the film. Now, let's put all of these pieces together. We have Michael Mando, a confirmed returning actor. We have his character, Mac Gargan, who has a personal vendetta against Spider-Man. We have a mountain of social media evidence directly referencing the Scorpion and his eventual transformation into Venom. And most importantly, we have the lingering presence of a symbiote in the MCU. Remember the post-credits scene of Spider-Man No Way Home? We saw Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote get zapped back to their own universe. While his cameo may have been played off as a bit of a joke, one key detail may tell us the future of Spider-Man films. A tiny gooey black speck was left behind on the bar. That little piece of goo is the key to everything. It's a new seed, a new Venom, and it's the perfect way to introduce the character into the MCU without needing to bring back Tom Hardy or confuse audiences with a multiverse storyline. This is the MCU's chance to have its very own Venom. So, how do we connect the two? Mac Gargan and the symbiote? The film is titled Spider-Man Brand New Day. In the comics, this storyline marked a major shift, a new era for Spider-Man after the events of Civil War. The movie title signals a similar reset, a fresh start for Peter Parker after the world forgot his identity. In this new world, with no Tony Stark to fund him and a clean slate to work with, Peter is going to be facing brand new threats and old ones in new forms. Mac Gargan, fresh out of prison, is looking for power to finally take on Spider-Man. He's going to be hunting for any advantage he can get. Perhaps he hears whispers of a new, powerful substance, a strange alien goo that grants incredible abilities. It's a setup straight out of a comic book. This is where Sony and Marvel's complex relationship comes into play. We know that for any Spider-Man live-action film, there are negotiations and agreements on which characters can be used. It's possible that this version of Venom is a part of those terms. Sony gets to keep its own Venom universe with Eddie Brock and Tom Hardy, while the MCU gets to introduce its own Venom in a fresh and exciting way. This allows both franchises to coexist without stepping on each other's toes. By having Mac Gargan become Venom, it's a version that's distinct from Sony's and pays homage to the comics in a way that fans would love. Let's dive a little deeper into the comic book history of Mac Gargan as Venom. It's a fascinating and brutal story that would be incredible to see on the big screen. In the comics, after the original Venom symbiote was separated from Eddie Brock, it eventually found its way to Mac Gargan, who was then the supervillain Scorpion. Gargan was already a deranged and violent man, and the symbiote only amplified his darkest impulses. This version of Venom was a founding member of the Thunderbolts and even a member of Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers, where he masqueraded as Spider-Man. This is a far more sinister and less sympathetic Venom than Eddie Brock, who, despite his villainous turn, often had a twisted sense of honor. Gargan's Venom is pure malice, a brutal killer with no morals. This adaptation of the character would also explain why the rumors have specified that Scorpion would have a significant role, but not be the main villain of the film. He could start the film as a vengeful Scorpion, perhaps even wearing a comic-accurate green suit, as referenced in one of the fan tweets. His actions would be secondary to the main threat, a persistent annoyance for Spider-Man. But then, as the movie progresses, he would find the symbiote and undergo his terrifying transformation. By the film's climax, he would become a massive, unpredictable force, a new and devastating threat for Peter Parker to face. It's a perfect way to set him up for a more central role in a future film. Think about the storytelling possibilities. We could see the symbiote slowly creeping up Mac Gargan's body, not as a cool, heroic moment, but as a horrific and painful transformation. This isn't just another villain getting a power-up. This is a descent into madness, a complete and total loss of self. The symbiotic could totally corrupt him and prey on the vengeance he wants to get on Spider-Man. So, when you see Michael Mando's Instagram posts, don't just see a few random teases. See the pieces of a puzzle falling into place. A returning actor, a confirmed film title, an iconic character waiting to make his debut, and a little piece of black goo that promises a new beginning for one of Spider-Man's greatest foes. Mac Gargan isn't just going to be the Scorpion, he's going to be Venom, and it's going to be an incredible, terrifying, and comic book accurate moment for the MCU.